Hey guys, this is Kenny over at learnhowtoprosper.com, and today I'm just going to go through my normal routine. It's a Friday, so it's an expiration day. And as you know, I usually look at the VIX, and today it's looking pretty good. It's right in the normal range, so volatility is not crazy. And you can see my goal for the month is 150. I'm at 145, and my theta right now is riding at around 6,000 a day. And you can see that over time, I've had big days, I've had middle days, um, and it kind of depends on the market and how many I close out and things like that. But the first thing I'm going to do, as per usual, so I'll go into daily actions, and I'm going to look at now, you can always look at the monitor and roll positions that you have. And just at a glance, you can see the P&L percentage. You can see how some of these are looking. So this SPX is at 86%. It's looking pretty good. It's 3.4% out of the money. But my first move is to go to the buy to close for profit. And you can see I've got a number, and the several expire today. Some don't expire until next week or even 2 weeks from now. So like what I usually like to do is just take this up to like maybe 70%. And so now I've captured everything to 70%. And I like to look at it as a mix of calls and puts. I like to look at the expiration date. You can see several expire today. Others expire, as far as 2 weeks out. This Amazon. And you might ask, well, now why would you buy it back? Well, just like I always say, if I can have a position that I sold for, um, you know, $500 and buy it back for 50, why wouldn't I do that? So, all right, looks like these resets. I'm going to select all. All right. So then what I do is I'm going to review these for the order ticket, and some of these I need to tune because it actually pulls live positions. So I'm just going to kind of put those right in the mid, as you know, right between the ask and the bid. And bear in mind what I'm doing here is I'm buying these back, which will allow me to now I'll be eligible to make new trades with covered calls, and it's going to release collateral so I can do more cash secured puts. And so my total cost is $880 to buy these back. All right. All right. So now I'm just going to execute a dry run on these. And I'm going to just take one more look. Maybe I'll tune this one just a little bit. I mean, why not capture every penny that I can, right? Yeah, these look good. So now I'm going to submit these. Yeah, I saved $2. How about that? So it's going to take a minute to validate, and then off it goes. And I can see those are filling. My phone's going crazy right now. So I'm just going to let that finish its full validation run. Okay, and it did. You can see that it says some of these are working. Thing is, if I let this sit here for another 10 minutes, it will pick up every one of these, or 5 minutes, but I don't really need to do that. I'm just going to close this out. And then what I'll do is I'll hop up here at the working orders and just see how many of these close. So it looks like all of them did except for Amazon. So I'm just going to give that some time to marinate. I'm going to come back to automation. And interestingly enough, even in that amount of time, it looks like I've got a couple more that have popped up into the 90% range. And it'll happen that way. In fact, sometimes if you come in here several times throughout the day, just at a certain point in time, they'll pop up into the 90% range. And so if I see that, I just grab them because for $43, I'm buying these back. So I'm just going to submit those as well. Oh, I guess that one had not. Oh yeah, the Amazon was still waiting. So it said, nope, that one I can't do, but the other one I can. So there we go. Now I go back up into working orders just to kind of look at things. Yeah. Well, looks like it filled. Okay. Now that I've done that, I'm prepared to do to scan number three. Step number three is scan for eligible covered calls. So it's looking across to all my accounts right now. I've got several, so I'm just gonna select these. I've got coin, a quantity of 1, coin quantity of 7, 2 of Tesla, 4 of Hood, Robinhood, 1 Qualcomm, 1 of oh, I'm glad to get this one run again, this MicroStrategy. So these are all, some of these is taking it out to DTE 20, some 9, and these are all determined by an AI algorithm. So I'm just gonna accept those as they are. All right, so I've selected these. Now going to submit them to the ticket, and here's the order ticket. Again, I leave it right between the bid ask. Looks like $3,200 there. I'm gonna run this, and then I'll submit these and let it run. And there we go. We got the telltale confetti, and I can see that several of those are coming through and filling right now. So I'll close that out. All right, so once I've done this, I will always go and take a peek at working orders and just see what's still in the hopper. So I still have a few. So what I'll do is I'll change that to table view. I'll select these, and then I'm going to, so now I've just selected every one of the positions. I have 5 kind of hanging out there. And once I've selected them, I'll click on replace selected. And now it automatically will move it a little bit from the midpoint to just make these a bit more appealing to the prospective sellers. So there we go. So a couple more closed. 2 it failed to replace. Now I can go and do it again right away. I can just kind of keep running this. And those 2 did succeed. And why, you might ask? Well, because the algorithm, every time I select replace selected, it just slightly moves a little bit more to where it's a little bit more appealing, in this case, for the buyer, okay? Because I'm selling these. I sold covered calls, so it's a little bit more appealing for the buyer. So what happened here already today is I bought some back for a profit. So I came here to number 2, and I bought to close for profit. Then I went and sold. I sold calls. Sometimes I can scan again and just see, and you can see that this is cleared out now. So the final step is I will come out to cash secured puts, and I make sure I've got cash secured puts selected here, that I have equity selected, and that I have all of my positions are selected. Now you can deselect these if you want to. I just leave them all selected, and then I'm going to fetch. So this is 105 tickers. So as per usual, I'm going to pause this, and I'll come back when it's done scanning. All right, so I found 1,931 opportunities. So I'm going to take a look at these, and as per usual, I'm going to take the DTE, the days to expiration, down. I'm going to come and select one of my accounts. I've got 84,000 in buying power on this one. So I'm going to look, I usually like to look at probability of profit, and you can see that I have this set as a default, because you can actually save these over in the columns. You can determine which ones you want to consider as kind of the top sort, if you will. So that's what I've done. So it always by default will show me probability of profit. And so the one that has the best score is right at the top is Palantir. So I can see right here that the strike is 105 and the current's 120. So that's a pretty good spread between those two. And you can see that what Palantir is doing is kind of just bouncing pretty closely. It's overall, it's been down over this year, but right now it's right in the center of the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Yeah, I'm okay with this. It's going to have to drop to 105. Sometimes I like to just see where that's at. So it's at 120. So 105 is right about there-ish. Yeah. So it's been, yeah, it was kind of dipped down to there in like end of June, but before that, it's been all the way back since last May. So I'm feeling okay about that one. So I'm gonna select that one. Tesla's been kind of having a rough go lately, but I'll take a look at it. I do like to pick up Tesla when it's a little bit at the bottom. You can see it's been way oversold. It's dipped it down below the RSI. So it's starting to kind of find its new foundation. They had a little bit of a stock slide because they weren't as they had a little bit of a slip. I might let that one marinate. Let me look at Qualcomm. Yeah, it's way down. I don't know. I'm gonna let that one settle a little bit. Let me look at Meta. Meta went down, but it's been kind of having a comeback. It's toward the bottom of the RSI right now. It looks like it's at 546, and this would be at 500. So it would need to come down to about there. So right at the bottom of the Bollinger Band, I'm okay with that. So I'm going to pick up Meta. And Apple's been having an amazing run here. It's so funny because they had this massive climb this week and then it came back down. But it's such a solid stock. I'm always good with Apple, especially for what is happening in the market right now. People are so funny. And then BE, I always like this one. Take a look. You see how it had a bit of a dump, but as things with the energy continue to be tumultuous, it's making its climb back up. It's right now at 209. It'd have to come all the way down to 167, which is about right there. So it's been that low over the last week or so, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with this one. It might be a sign. I've got several BE and I'm okay with it. All right. So at this point, this is too rich for that account, so I'm going to pop over to an account where I have more buying power. Then I'm going to test these, and I can see they're all where I want them to be. So I'm going to execute this, and off it goes. All right. All right. So I'm going to go back to that other account now, and I'm actually going to select BE because I like that one. I already did the analysis, and I'm going to pick up Palantir. So I'm running these same two, but and I like to do this. I have three accounts where I have funds. I have over here an IRA account, a main cash account, and what I'm calling a HELOC/margin account, which is really comes from another. Yeah, I'll go into that another day. So at any rate, let me do this. I'm going to hit this. You can see that's about 32% of my buying power, but I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that through. I'm going to do the same thing with my other account where I have cash. I've got 140 buying power. So I already found several that I like. So I'm just going to go and select those exact same ones. And what was one more? I'm just going to come down. Let me see what AMD. AMD is looking kind of not kind of. So yeah, they're kind of bouncing. They had a down this week, but they're toward the middle of the RSI. I'm okay. I love owning AMD actually. So that's about 49% of my current buying power. But I'm going to go ahead and execute on these. So in essence, what I did was I went and did a scan on these cash secured put positions, and then I cycled through each one of my accounts with buying power, and I used the buying power that I had. The final thing I'm going to do right now, since I'm already on the cash secured puts page, I'm going to come at the top, I'm going to refresh it, and then I'm going to go into bull put spread, and then I'm going to select indexes. I'm going to make sure I have a 50-point spread, and I have SPX selected, and now I'm going to go and look at these tickers. I'll just pause this while it scans. All right, so there's 1,241 opportunities. I'm going to close that. I'm going to, as per usual, I'm going to tighten the DTE down to about 18. I'm going to look at the potential, the probability of profit. And, so I've got some of these. I'm going to look at this one because it's a 97.9. It's a $6.25. So I'm going to look at the chart. And the thing I like here is that if you look at the strike price, it's taken me all the way back to May. So you can see that there's a good spread between those. And it's been bouncing, had a down day, but it recovered, and now it's just kind of bouncing right there. So I like that one. I'm gonna test this order. And here's the thing, guys. If you like one, you can actually increase the number. I'm just gonna add 2 to that. And then I'm gonna submit that. All right. And there you go, guys. That's a normal day. Just in summary, it took me right around 16 minutes today, but on a Friday expiration day where I'm kind of setting myself up for the next week, that's what I do. If you want to learn more, click on the link in the description box over at trading.learnhowtoprosper.com, and you can ask your questions and learn more. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Have a fantastic day. Thanks, guys.